Anthony with Tint Solutions in Nashville, and yeah, I think we started around like 4 months ago, somewhere around there. And I think you were like a referral, I believe, from another guy. His name's Todd. He also does window tinting, but yeah, if you could just like explain your experience on how things have been going so far and within the last 4 months, and literally just say exactly how it's been before and then after, and maybe a little bit more about what you do and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I have a few locations in California. Todd's the guy that I work with. He does some installs for me, and he has his own stuff on the side that he does here and there. He's just a subcontractor, so I helped him set up and told him he needs SEO and all that, and so he got that. He was able to find you, and I've done SEO for a number of years with different companies, and some worked, some didn't work. I tried to do it myself and learned about it, and I'm like, wow, this is quite a bit of work here. Like, I understand it, but I don't have time to sit there and do all of that. But I understand the importance of it. And for my business, the type of business that it is, local service-based business, I understand that most people, we do window film. What they're going to do is what I would do is just type in home window tinting near me or commercial window tinting near me or tinting Nashville. So it was important for me to make sure that I pop up first on Google Places, moreover than just the organic sites. And that's worked in the past. So he said, I have a new guy named Andre. So far, so good. Why don't you try him out? And so, SEO, there's a lot of people doing SEO. I get a lot of spam calls and this and that for SEO. I've done it for like $12 a month. I've done it for $5,000 a month. I've done a lot of different ones. And so it's kind of hard to pick and choose who to go with. You kind of really got to do your research. But I remember this one quote, this guy called in to this podcast I was listening to, and he said, hey, I have, so-and-so business, and I want to do Yelp ads. Do you think that they'll work for me? And the guy said something great that I kind of go with. He said, I don't know. Why don't you just do Yelp ads for 6 months, not the cheap one, not the super expensive one, like a fair price, and just let it run. And then after 6 months, look at the analytics, and then you'll know if Yelp ads works for you or not. And so I like that mindset. And so with you, I got a referral from Todd. It looked good. I said, let's just send it. Let's try it. If it doesn't work in 6 months, well then, it's kind of a waste of money. Whatever, you live and you learn. I'll go with someone else. If it does work, however, then great, we'll keep going. And so far it's been working very well. Typically 3-6 months before it starts kind of ranking. So I had that time frame, and I feel like it started working within 2 or 3 months. And then now, Nashville's a different market than California, right? It's colder here. The winters are definitely off seasons for us, but the phone's been still ringing, and we're doing more in sales here than we did back home, which is very strange in a sense. I'm not complaining, but no, it works. And I've been asking people, how'd you find us? How'd you find us? Guy yesterday, I said, how'd you find us? Like, I Googled, commercial window tinting. You guys were the only ones there that did commercial and residential only. Everyone else did auto and this and that. You guys had great ratings, 5-star reviews, this and that. Website looks good. And when I talked to you, nice talking to a competent person who knew his stuff. So I went with you guys. And so if you think about it, let's say you're paying X amount of money per month for ads or any sort of advertising. If you're paying $10,000 or $50,000 a month, right, for advertising, do you care that you're paying $10,000 or $50,000 a month if you're making, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000, $150,000? Like, it doesn't really matter as long as you're making more money than you're spending to get the ads. And if you didn't spend that whatever amount that it is, you wouldn't even have that work, and it's just kind of how business works nowadays. So you, in a sense, you do got to spend money to make money, at least for local service-based businesses. So I think it's crucial. It's fantastic. And a lot of people nowadays, a lot of guys I talk to that are kind of older mindset, older generation, I totally get it, but times change. Everything's digital. Things do different. You got to think how will people, if you were a customer, how would you, hire you? And so for me, it was through SEO.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, that's
go ahead.
For sure. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I think we're just lagging just a tiny bit. So I'm like talking, and then I hear a pause, then I'm hearing it again. But yeah, that's amazing. That just makes me super happy, because that's the reason why I got into this, was just to it's super satisfying, like seeing somebody's like ranking go up and up. And actually, if I can share my screen here for a second, This is just your Google business page side of things. So it's like pretty easy to see. If you can see my screen here, Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not done getting like the calls and the traction for this month. You know, that usually adds up and it'll be around here, but you can kind of see like where exactly we started, you know?
Yeah.
So around like June, July, somewhere around there, I think is when we started. And then just like you said, like 2 to 3 months, you know, like 1, 2, 3, right? And is where we saw the
Right.
most traction probably last month. Right. So
Right.
it's just super cool to see. Like, and now when you search like window tint, you know, if you just search window tints, or sorry, window tint is for auto. Most of the guys search that for auto. So it'd be commercial window tint, Nashville, or residential window tint, Nashville. Now it's just you and this other guy. And then we're on the first page for commercial tint for sure. And then residential is like the same thing, you know. Of course, I'm searching it from
Right.
Scottsdale, but still it pulls up in Nashville because I put Nashville, you know, right here. So yeah, that's good to see. We're excited just to keep bringing you up and keep doing exactly what we're doing. And yeah, we're sending those progress updates every 30 days. I think 1 week was we didn't send them quite right. Like one of our employees like just gave a 1 mile radius instead of a 50 mile. But you should see it like continuing to expand. Like even when we go into the 4th, 5th, 6th months, like you should just see that radius continue to get larger and larger from like being in the number 1 spot. You know, when people search commercial or residential window tint, which is what we're going after. But yeah.
No, I like it. I prefer it. I don't like Yelp. I don't like Thumbtack. I don't like those third-party companies. They charge a lot per lead. They're usually not the best quality leads. And so with this, it's more people that are more serious. And then since they call you directly, so like messaging you, you can kind of fill them out on the phone and get an idea if they're ready to go, or they're just shopping around, or you know, get some questions answered. And as soon as you get in front of them, it's pretty easy to close the sale, I feel like. So I think it's totally worth it. I don't really need anything else, I believe, besides SEO. I mean, other things will help, but the goal is to have as many hooks in the water as possible. So you have an SEO hook, you have, I guess, Yelp hook, Thumbtack hook, word of mouth hook, all these hooks. So the chances of a fish biting are higher. And then once you have a lot of fish biting, you can kind of sort through and like put the little ones to the side and kind of go after the big ones, or just commercial only. You know, and out here, I wanted to make sure that we push commercial way more than residential, and definitely been getting way more commercial leads than residential. And then I guess it depends on the type of business, but like my business, you know, I can get some very large ticket projects with commercial. I mean, you get skyscraping, you get a lot of stuff. So here and there, if you, let's say you're paying, I don't know, $15,000 a year for SEO or something, I can get one job that's $15,000, you know, from that. And that justifies the whole entire year. That means all the other leads are basically free, you know, as long as you have a good business and a good team that can get out there and complete the job properly. So I highly recommend it, and it's a must. If it's a service business, you have to be on Google, and it has to be optimized for SEO 100%.
Right. I totally agree. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing for sure. But yeah, I know you got some busy stuff going on today, and I definitely don't want to take your time. And so yeah, I just want to thank you again for hopping on this, and yeah, just for your time and everything. And yeah, we'll keep in touch, and always let me know if you got any questions or concerned about anything. Obviously, you have my personal number and can call me or text me literally whenever. So yeah.
Cool. Sounds good, man. Well, so far so good. Let's keep it rolling and see what we can build.
Awesome. Thank you again so much, Anthony. Talk soon. Appreciate it.
Bye. Ooh.